Communicators House at the outset has taken an initiative to start a parliamentary lecture series. These parliamentary lecture series are being initiated by the parliamentary experts of the state and the country. It may be recalled that the first lecture, it will be delivered, the origin of question hour, by parliamentary expert, Mr. P.N. Kumar. He happens to be the former Secretary of Goa Legislature and as well as Secretary to the former of Karnataka Legislative Assembly. And he has taken several reforms in Karnataka Legislative Assembly, and he initiated and conceptualized the legislation's daily Shasakanda Patrike and other, and translated the first parliamentary practices and procedures. And today he is with us to give a lecture on question hour. This is Jan Shekhar from the Communicators House.
Friends, the question system was first introduced in the House of Commons in 1751 and in House of Lords in 1785. In India, this system was introduced in 1885 when the Central Legislative Assembly was given power to put questions. The supplementary questions were introduced somewhere in 1909. That is also during the Central Legislative Council 1914. After the Constitution came into force, the Parliament and all the state legislature adopted this question system. The question system. Question is the first and foremost fundamental right of the elected member. An elected member represents a particular constituency. It is his bounden duty to go through the problems of the public, day-to-day problems, so that he has to bring it to the notice of the government through the legislature. That is when the session starts. Every day the first hour is earmarked for the question hour. See, question hour is an inherent parliamentary privilege of the member of legislature. So, under the rules of procedure, the member has got right to table 5 questions per day, out of which 1 question will appear as start question and the 4 will remain as unstart question. The question procedure is, see, there are 224 members in Karnataka Legislative Assembly. If all the members put questions, it cannot be taken on the floor of the House. Therefore, we are limited to 15 questions. Supposing if we receive 100 questions or 200 questions in a day, we will first process. That means we have to see whether the question is in accordance with the admissibility conditions of the rules of procedure of the Karnataka Assembly. If it is according to the rules, the speaker will admit and the question will be sent to the concerned department for sending replies. So during session period, see, the admitted questions will be printed and published in the order of ballot. Supposing we receive 200 questions a day, we will put it in the ballot box. We will select only 15 questions according to the priority, and that will be listed. And the rest of the questions will be printed and published as an unstart question. Unstart questions, we cannot directly seek answer from the minister. It will be, the replies will be given by the minister and it will be laid on the table of the house. After going through the replies, the member can put it in another form of question or calling attention notice if he is not satisfied. But the start question, the minister is expected to give reply to the member, and it is member's right to elucidate and extract the information from the ministry or concerned minister. Actually, the question of start means the member has to bring the problems like water, electricity, shortage of food grains, shortage of gas, petrol, or non-availability of ration cards, whatever it may be. Only such questions will have to be put in the form of questions. That is only in respect of the problems of the public of day to day. So it takes time. Even during non-session period also, a member has got right to table a question. That was introduced in Karnataka in 2016. Earlier, only during session period, we used to take the questions. Now, throughout the session, throughout the year, a member has got right to put question, and that question will be taken when the house is summoned according to the priority. See, I have already told this. There cannot be a lengthy discussion or arguments on the floor of the house. Only the member can elicit and extract the relevant information. If the reply is evasive or sluggish, the member has got every right to put supplementaries. This supplementary question was also introduced in 1909, if I remember correctly. And from 1909 till this day, see, we are following the same procedure. This was introduced during British period, putting supplementaries. Not only the main replies, if the reply is not satisfactory, he can put supplementary. And another member is also permitted to put supplementary. Supposing if I table one question and some other member also wants some clarification, he has also got right to seek clarification with the permission of the speaker. All the members cannot intervene, but opposition leader and the leaders of political parties have got every right to put supplementaries. Normally, only the particular person who tabled the question alone has to seek clarification. But in respect of leader of opposition and leaders of various political parties, they have got every right to seek clarification and further realization about the facts of the problems raised in the question. This is the question procedure, and this is called a starred question, which will be balloted. And unstarred question means where the member seeks some the information about 10 years back, 15 years back, 20 years back, statistical information, lengthy information, and about documents and other things. If you want, you can put it as an unstarred question, for which the minister will prepare a reply, and it will be placed and it will be laid on the table. Unless it is laid, it will not go to the proceedings of the house. After the minister is laid the unstarred list, then it will be incorporated in the proceedings, and the reply copy will be sent to the members. Based on that reply, the member, if he is not satisfied with the reply, he can put another short notice question or calling attention, whatever it may be. This is in brief about the question hour. And another major problem is that is regarding putting up questions, that is barred questions. There are about 24 conditions for admissibility of questions. See, we cannot put any question on the autonomous bodies, corporations, judicial, quasi-judicial, like that, even matters of sub judice. See, in brief, I am telling you, the member has no right to put question on this institution. And press report cannot be taken as a question also. See, general discussion you can take place in respect of press reports in any other form, but not as the question hour. This is in brief about the question hour. Question hour is meant exclusively for the public purpose. If a member is elected from a particular constituency, he has to study the problems, he has to listen to the problems of the public. Then on that basis only, he has to table the question and insist the government to elucidate or extract the reply received, and he has to solve the problem also. It is a bounden duty of the elected representative to get the information and see that the problems are solved.